Have you checked the price of silver lately? You might want to sit down for this. Silver has just smashed its all-time nominal price high, rocketing to a mind-blowing $67.45 per ounce on December 19, 2025. If you've been holding silver, congratulations. You're likely sitting on some serious gains. If you haven't, you're probably wondering what on earth is going on and if it's too late to join the party. Well, stick around, because today we're diving deep into the perfect storm that's fueling this historic silver rally and what it could mean for your wallet. This isn't just a small jump. We're talking about a monumental surge of over 130% in 2025 alone, making silver one of the absolute best-performing commodities of the year. So, what's behind this explosive move? It's a fascinating story of supply, demand, and a changing economic landscape. Let's break it all down. First, let's talk about the big driver everyone's watching, the U.S. Federal Reserve. For months, the market has been buzzing with anticipation of interest rate cuts. When the Fed cuts rates, it generally weakens the dollar and lowers the opportunity cost of holding non-yielding assets like precious metals. Investors see this coming and start piling into assets like gold and silver to protect their wealth from a devaluing currency. This expectation of looser monetary policy has been like pouring gasoline on an already smoldering fire, creating a massive wave of investment demand for silver. People are looking for a safe haven, a reliable store of value in uncertain economic times, and right now, silver is shining brighter than ever. But here's where silver's story gets even more interesting, and it's what sets it apart from its famous cousin, gold. Silver has a dual personality. While it's a cherished monetary metal and a safe haven asset, it's also a critical industrial commodity. This is the second major force driving its price to the moon. Think about the biggest technological revolutions happening right now. Solar energy? Silver is a key component in photovoltaic cells used in solar panels. The global push for green energy means an insatiable demand for silver. Electric vehicles? They use more silver than traditional cars, in everything from batteries to electrical contacts. And what about the AI boom? The massive data centers that power artificial intelligence require vast amounts of silver for their complex circuitry and components. So, while investors are buying silver to protect their wealth, industries are scrambling to buy it to build the future. This dual demand from both Wall Street and manufacturing creates an incredibly powerful upward pressure on its price. It's not just a hedge, it's an essential ingredient for progress. Now, let us add the third and perhaps most critical piece of the puzzle, a severe supply shortage. You can have all the demand in the world, but if there isn't enough of the physical product to go around, prices have only one way to go, and that's up. For the fifth year in a row, the silver market is facing a massive structural deficit. That means we are using up way more silver than we are mining and recycling. This isn't a temporary blip. It's a persistent, long-term trend. The numbers are staggering. Global inventories at major commodity exchanges like the COMEX and the London Bullion Market Association have plummeted to multi-year lows. The vaults are getting emptier, and it is becoming harder and harder for large buyers to get their hands on the physical metal. It's a classic case of too much money chasing too few goods. This supply crunch is the bedrock of the current rally, transforming what might have been a modest price increase into a full-blown parabolic surge. When you combine massive investor demand with critical industrial need and then subtract a dwindling supply, you get the explosive price action we're seeing today. So, where do we go from here? We've hit a new all-time high, but is this the peak or just the beginning of a new chapter for silver? If you ask the experts, the sentiment is overwhelmingly bullish. Many analysts are adjusting their forecasts upwards, with some calling for $70 or even $75 per ounce in the near future. Think about it. The trends that got us here are not slowing down. The green energy transition is accelerating, the AI revolution is just getting started, and global central banks are still signaling a move towards lower interest rates. The supply deficit isn't going to fix itself overnight. Opening new mines is a costly and time-consuming process that can take a decade or more. Some of the more optimistic forecasts are even talking about triple-digit silver. A price of $100 per ounce or more might have sounded crazy just a year ago. But in the context of a multi-year structural deficit and unprecedented dual demand, it's starting to look like a real possibility. We're witnessing a fundamental repricing of silver in the global market. It's breaking free from its historical price ratios with gold and forging its own path, driven by its unique role in both finance and industry. Of course, no market moves in a straight line. There will be pullbacks and consolidation along the way. But the underlying fundamentals paint a very compelling picture for the future of silver. The powerful combination of a dovish Fed, relentless industrial consumption, and a critical supply shortage has created a once-in-a-generation opportunity. The Silver Age isn't just coming, it's already here. What we've seen in 2025 could be just the opening act for an even more dramatic move in 2026. Thank you so much for watching. What are your thoughts on silver's incredible run? Do you think it will hit triple digits? Let me know in the comments below. And if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next update. See you next time.